Slings it over to Hull, wide open three. She got it!
She wasn't in the starting five. She wasn't the name making the headlines, but on August 18th, 2024, Lexie Hull delivered a performance no one expected. Coming off the bench for the Indiana Fever, she dropped a career-high 22 points on the Seattle Storm, sinking 6 three-pointers and going a perfect 4 for 4 from deep in the fourth quarter. This is how Lexie Hull took over, and why that night changed everything for her career.
A jam-packed Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana, getting ready for the hot Indiana Fever taking on the 17-9 Seattle Storm.
The Indiana Fever came into this game with one mission: to surpass last season's win total and prove they belonged in the playoff picture. But standing in their way was the Seattle Storm, a team they hadn't beaten in their last 3 meetings. Seattle was locked into the 4th seed with a 25-14 record and all the momentum. Indiana, on the other hand, was clinging to 7th, fighting to stay in the race. The pressure was real. The stakes were even higher. This wasn't supposed to be Lexie Hull's night. The spotlight was on stars like Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell, but Hull showed up ready and hungry. With her grandmother and sister in the crowd, who had flown in from Spokane and Austin just to watch her play, Lexie Hull delivered the performance of her career. She poured in 22 points and lit up the court with fearless confidence.
Lexie Hull has come in and made a huge difference in this game. 6 for 7 from 3. The corners have been kind, as has Aaliyah Boston with the assists.
This game wasn't just about ending a losing streak. It was about stepping up when it mattered most. And when the Fever needed someone to answer that call, Lexie Hull rose to the occasion and made the game her own. The first quarter opened with both teams trading shots, but neither could pull ahead. Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark carried the offense for the Fever, putting up most of the team's early points. Lexie Hull stayed on the bench, watching the rhythm of the game and studying Seattle's defense. With just seconds left in the quarter, she finally checked in. And almost immediately, Clark fired a sharp pass her way. Hull caught it, rose up, and knocked it down with ease.
Jewel Lloyd can't hit the jumper. Clark ends up with a rebound. Clark, what a pass, hit stride, and Hull lays it in.
As the second quarter began, Hull's confidence started to build. She became more involved in the offense, finding her rhythm. Once again, Clark drove into the lane and fired a brilliant pass to Hull, who calmly sank the shot.
Here comes Clark, wielding through traffic, finds Hull, lays it in.
Then came the moment that set her on the path to a breakout night. With 3 minutes left in the quarter, Hull took a bounce pass from Aaliyah Boston and drained her first three-pointer of the game.
It's all scores. Here's Boston. Off to Hull, her three is good.
That shot changed everything. Seattle's defense began to take her seriously, adjusting to limit her looks. But in doing so, they opened up space for her teammates. Just before halftime, Hull made them pay again. After a drive by Clark, she shifted to the left wing, caught the ball in stride, squared up, and drilled her second 3 of the night.
Points, here's Clark. Looking to shake Corsten. Clark sings a pass. Hull on the wing, connects.
By the break, the Fever held a narrow 35-34 lead, and Lexie Hull had already put up 10 points off the bench, with her presence growing by the minute. After an explosive first half, Hull sat out the third quarter, watching as the game shifted. Seattle turned up the pressure, forcing Indiana to fight to stay in control. Without Hull on the floor, the Fever leaned on their other shooters to keep the pace alive. Caitlin Clark continued to shine, as did Kelsey Mitchell. In one standout play, Clark fired a stunning no-look pass to Mitchell, who finished the layup with ease. That assist marked Clark's 232nd of the season, breaking Ticha Penicheiro's long-standing rookie record set back in 1998.
Early, miss there from Lloyd. Clark the fling ahead. Oh, what a dime! And Mitchell lays it in! And Caitlin Clark officially has the most assists ever.
Fueled by that momentum, the Fever battled to hold on to the lead. But as the quarter wound down, they needed something more. And when Lexie Hull checked back in for the fourth, she gave them exactly that, just not in a way anyone expected. The fourth quarter belonged entirely to Lexie Hull. With the game on the line, she delivered the performance of her career. From the moment she stepped back onto the court, she played with urgency and focus, determined to give her team the win they needed. Early in the quarter, she positioned herself at the arc, caught a pass from Clark, and with total confidence let it fly. Another three-pointer, nothing but net.
Slings it over to Hull, wide open three. She got it.
Moments later, she found herself wide open in the left corner. Another crisp pass came her way, and without hesitation, she launched it. The defense was too late. The shot soared through the air and dropped cleanly through the hoop.
Knockdown threes at that spot when you're playing with Caitlin Clark, and how much Lexie Hull has unlocked that for Indiana. On cue!
The crowd erupted, but Hull wasn't done yet.
Gotten a lot of second half minutes. Mitchell speeds into the paint, curls around. Hull connects. Lexie Hull have a day.
As the Fever looked to close out the game, she stayed locked in. With 2 minutes to go, she received another pass, this time on the right wing. She rose, fired, and hit again. Another perfect three, and the crowd went wild.
It's Smith. Clark lobbing it in. Boston draws two in the corner. Hull, you bet.
When the final buzzer sounded, Lexie Hull had sealed a statement win for the Indiana Fever. The team walked away with a commanding 92-75 victory. Despite not starting the game, Hull finished with just 1 point less than Caitlin Clark. Her final stat line? A career-high 22 points, 6 made threes, 8 of 10 from the field, and a staggering 110% true shooting percentage. Even Caitlin Clark couldn't hold back. She tweeted, "This is now a Lexie Hull fan account." But the love for Lexie didn't stop at the final buzzer. Hull's performance drew praise from every corner, teammates, coaches, and fans alike. Head coach Christy Sides highlighted her tenacity, calling it a defining moment.
For the game. Chloe, that fired up everybody. That fired up everybody. I mean, Lexie Hull puts in the work. She puts in the work.
Looking back on the night, Hull shared just how much it meant to have her family in the stands. With her grandmother and twin sister cheering from the crowd, the moment became even more personal. Their presence gave her the extra fuel she needed to shine.
First of all, to get a win in front of anyone is great. To get a win in front of my grandma, who came all the way from Spokane, and my sister.
Shout out Cheryl.
Yeah, go Grandma Cheryl. And my sister came from Austin. It's amazing. And to have them, courtside was super cool too. So really good feeling tonight.
This win wasn't just another mark in the standings. It was a turning point for the Fever. With 12 games left in the season, they had already matched last year's win total. And now, they had another offensive threat to lean on. Hull's breakout added a new layer to Indiana's attack. Defenses could no longer focus only on Mitchell and Clark, because Lexie Hull had officially entered the conversation. Her performance wasn't just great, it was a statement, a reminder that on any given night, any player can rise and change the game. And on August 18th, 2024, Lexie Hull did exactly that. If you believe in the underdog, in breakout moments, and in players who seize their shot, like this video, subscribe for more stories that deserve the spotlight, and drop a comment below.